Look, I'm unstoppable. Forget your defense, nothing but an obstacle. Run it back, switch it up, call it audible. Serving up them Hail Marys till the game over with the showstopper. So hot, you gotta blow on it. I said I'll huff and I'll puff, then I'll pass to my left while I'm looking to my right. Hit him right in the chest. It be looking like magic. Better give me the throne. I ain't talking about Patrick, but I rep my home. I'm never at the end of my zone. I'm bad to the bone. Eating up these pig skins like they chicharrones. And you a douche cabron. Mira, mira at the mirror on the wall. I'm the greatest of them all. They gon' put me in the hall. Your name is only written in a bathroom stall. Quit your stalling and make a play. My drive too long. Pop the clutch, I don't pump the brakes. I know what it takes to gain the muscle, get rugged. These butterfingers be fumbling. Squash the scrimmage and rub it in Robitussin. How I give them concussion. They see in double, they rushing and pass the shovel. The dirt and rubble, I bury them under it. Stay in your huddle and get 10 yards back. Never turn your back. I'ma pull your flag. I go full contact. Out punch, out kick like a shotgun blast on 1 out snap. It's a fact that I'm unstoppable. Forget your defense, nothing but an obstacle. Run it back, switch it up, calling audible. Serving up them Hail Marys till the...
Welcome back to another episode of Hush with My Podcast. And hey, as we can see with the title, guys, we did it, guys. We did it. It only took us 9 years for Ballard to make a move, and big moves. I won't go in there right now, but I'll get into the episodes. But we made some good moves, made some somewhat bad moves, but we'll talk about it. Before we talk about it, we're gonna go ahead and introduce the guys, starting with Mr. Deaver.
Oh, what's up, man? It's good to be back.
Yeah, he took a night off. He had to, wine and dine his wife. But we never get mad about that. Make sure she's happy. Happy wife, happy life. So appreciate that. And then the silent but sensitive Austin. Go ahead.
What's up? I'm Austin.
Yeah, Austin is so sensitive. We got to kick him out this episode. We don't allow sensitive people on this episode, so you got to go.
I mean, a good sensitive, like an angry sensitive, it's good sometimes,
Yeah.
And we got our legend coach. He's somewhat of our spokesperson because he has always stood up for the Colts, even when they're good and definitely when they're bad. Harish.
We finally signed our quarterback of the future.
Man, why would you do that?
Don't do that.
Did it.
So I can't even introduce myself with that comment. I'm just a nobody. I'm just Josh. Okay, I'm just little old Josh, just hosting the show. But yeah, guys, we did it, man. We made some moves. Hey, on the first day, actually, last year, I think who was our first day pick?
Nobody.
Yeah. No, it was nobody. Matt Gay. Oh yeah, we just re-signed a bunch of guys our first day. So
like $150 million re-signing our own guys that didn't do anything else.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, we had a lot of inconsistencies with our guys that we re-signed, which not always bad, but I mean, some of those guys we could have done without, especially Dallas Flowers. But we're gonna go ahead and get into our episode. But before we do that, we're gonna talk about our network who make this possible. www.fanbattlesports.com. Y'all check us out. Check out all of our past episodes. Check out our merch. We got great merch. Just like I said, the merch, we need to have a video to show you the merch so you guys could understand that those are some great shirts for y'all to pick up on our website. So go ahead and check us out. We got other things coming too in the store. I think Harish will be letting you guys know. We've been a different platform for us streaming, but you're still gonna get the greatness from the Hush With Mob. So check us out on fanboysports.com. We're gonna go ahead and get into this because it's been weighing in on me all day. But what is up with Pat McAfee? Just a punter. What is up with this guy? This guy has been in his feelings all since last year, and he's carrying on during the offseason. He's always having a comment, something just shady to say about Anthony Richardson. But I'll let Ryan Deaver go ahead and Van Deaver go ahead and dial up it on that one.
All right. So the thing is, Is anybody really surprised anymore? Like, I know there's tons of people that love Pat McAfee. They love his unscripted uh podcast, live stream, whatever you want to call it at this point. But does any Colts fans in particular actually enjoy watching him talk about anything Colts? Last year, he said he's done with the Colts. Why are you still talking about the Colts if you're done with the Colts? And obviously, you don't want Anthony Richardson on the team. I'm so sick of the narrative. And it's not just Pat McAfee, it's the entire national media talking about Anthony Richardson and how they just need to let him go. I mean, what was it last weekend? U Stadium. Yeah, I'm going to call you guys out for your shoddy reporting. You decided to come out and say that the Colts are trying to trade Anthony Richardson, but there's no suitors. No teams are interested. You're full of crap. Okay. There are plenty of teams that would be interested in a diamond in the rough because that is what Anthony Richardson is right now. Y'all need to leave him alone. He's working his butt off in the offseason from everything that we've seen. He's putting in work. He realized how much he screwed up, and he's doing the work. And now we just have to wait for the season to see how much his raw talent is going to develop. So, Pat McAfee, I know you're watching. Probably not. But even if you are watching, just stop, dude. We don't care what you have to say about the Colts. We signed this guy Daniel Jones today, okay? And you want to say that he's had some ups and downs. You know, he throws some pick sixes. He's had one good season. Don't get it twisted. If you look at the stats, if you watched him actually play, he's had one good season. So there's no reason whatsoever to amp this guy up like he's going to be starting quarterback week 1. It's not going to happen. That's what I got.
Go ahead, Austin. I know Harish got a lot to say, so go ahead, Austin.
Yeah, it's just like I used to really enjoy watching Pat McAfee, but like lately, I just don't even watch anything he says. I see his tweets every once in a while just because I see people replying or saying stuff to him on Twitter or whatever. But yeah, it's just getting ridiculous because like anytime anything comes up that he could mention Anthony Richardson, he does it and he takes a chance to like take a dig at him. And it just doesn't make sense. Like if you are a Colts fan or support the Colts in any way, why are you trying to take a dig at the guy that's supposed to be your starting quarterback? The guy that you should be hoping gets better this offseason. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Go ahead, Harish. And I agree with both you and Ryan saying it just seemed like a guy that's been retired, making a lot of money on the network, and he's still finding a way to take jabs at a guy that's 22 years old trying to make a way. Yeah, he made a mistake, and it seems like that one mistake he has led him to the cross for it. From a guy that was 22 himself and was drunk and got mug shots. But go ahead, Austin. Go ahead, Harish.
Man. You know what? I wish I could get paid by the 4-letter network like Pat McAfee gets paid. I wish I could, man. I would say all sorts of crazy stuff too. I might come here and well, actually I do come here. But I'd say crazy stuff too, man. Like why not? Engagement posts. I got into an argument with the Colts fan on Twitter. Why would he need engagement if he has over 1 million followers? And because he works for ESPN. It's that simple. ESPN has become a cesspool of engagement. And Pat McAfee has joined the pool. He jumped in the pool head first. And whether you want to admit it or not, Pat McAfee has now become the cornerstone in the future of engagement farming for ESPN. He got a narrative. It grasped a fan base that they don't usually talk about. ESPN doesn't talk about the Colts. They haven't talked about the Colts since Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck retired. There's nothing that the Colts do that sink in a fan base just by saying 5 words. We should trade Anthony Richardson. That's cool, right? Or Daniel Jones. This guy's trying to make Daniel Jones a story. And it's working, right? We're talking about him. We're giving him clicks. We're telling him how dumb he is. He's just engagement. And yeah, I think it's just that simple. He's engagement farming and it's working. People are talking about it. ESPN's getting clicks. It's not about, well, he gets X amount of clicks all the time. He doesn't need more. These guys are they make a lot of money. They always want more. They don't be like, you know what? I hit my $1 million. I need to get 999,000 clicks now. Nah, bro, this is all about engagement farming. And they found a niche. And they're just taking it. And so, hey, shout out to Pat McAfee.
Yes, we got comments in here. Everybody just checking in. We're going on Sarah, Josh, Teresa. Yeah, we didn't call him Cookie tonight because we got some business to handle with this Pat McAfee rubbing the fan base the wrong way. Pause. You say, I feel the hype's on sports. Yeah, it's enough is enough. If you say that you're gonna you cancel your tickets, your season tickets, and you're just not gonna sit in your nice box by the team with the 50-yard line, okay, don't say anything else then. Just leave it alone. Whoever the coach draft or whoever the coach sign, whatever quarterback that's supposed to be competing with AR, let that be, the signing. Let them compete. You should have any say so. You say you was done having say so. You was done having comments about the Colts because it led to players that was actually defending their quarterback to come at you, and you didn't like it. You didn't like a challenge, and so you went into this big rant. You made polls and talk about them on your podcast, and that's supposed to be your piece. It's supposed to be, you say what you have to say. You're done. Move forward. You're not moving forward because you're continuing to take a little jabs at the quarterback. I get it. The tap out is going to be a thing until he balls out. It's going to be a thing. But you're nailing this guy to the wall because of a move that he made that maybe a 20, 21, 22-year-old should make. I don't agree with it. None of us agree with it. We've all said that it was a dumb decision. We said he should have lied. We should have done something, fake an injury. But you're not giving this guy any type of credit of trying to move forward. Once he got benched for that 1 or 2 games, he came back and won 2 games that were, winnable for the other team. But the coach made it, he came in and stepped in and he won. He also won more games than the guy that you was advocating for. Flacco. Flacco won 1 or 2 games. I think he won the rest of them, 6. So you got to stop. I guess, like Harry said, he's probably doing this for the clicks and get bakes and all that. But, for an athlete that's, once, that's glazing over AR, I'm going to say his name wrong. Aaron Rodgers glazing over him. He went to a team, got hurt his first year, second year. He was trash and got cut. Now he's looking for another team. You glaze him and he's on your show every week. And you don't talk about how bad he played. So this guy that's been in the league 22 years with a guy that's 22 years old, you don't give him the benefit of doubt. It's just time to move on from him, man. If you don't care to associate yourself with the Colts, then don't say anything. Don't tweet. Don't try to troll or have these comments where you get all these clicks and bakes because you don't need it. You're getting paid regardless. Y'all get paid to talk about LeBron James and Luka and the same teams every day. Leave this one alone.
Come on, man.
I don't even think it's clickbait at this point. I think it's more personal for Pat McAfee. I think he hates Anthony Richardson that much. And I know hate is a very strong word, but I think he dislikes him that much that he is trying his damnedest to push him out the door. Like that is because if you're going to try to do clickbait and try to get ratings, the Colts isn't exactly a hot topic. Okay.
Yeah, especially not now.
You want to go Chiefs, Eagles, talk about those teams, but you wouldn't want to talk about the Colts. They're not a hot topic. They're not going to garner all those ratings.
That's the thing, right? It's about getting a niche, right? He doesn't need to talk about the Eagles. Like everybody talks about the Eagles, but if you're trying to pick, it's all about getting more. Where can I get more of what I currently have? Because here's the thing: if I can target 100 Colts fans, the algorithm, their reach will target even more people, and so it just multiplies from there, right? And the way this platform works, which is broken already, right? The way the platform works is you only need 10 or 20, and that turns to 1,000 or 2,000, which it's just the way the algorithm works on this platform. And by this platform, I mean X, right? Because the platform's it's been broken for years, right? That's just how each works, and it's how it's coded and designed. So you can quickly, just by reaching a small niche amount of people, you can quickly reach a massive amount of people if you do it correctly. Again, it's all about engagement.
But the thing is, if I am given a chance to listen to a former Colt who's been retired, am I going to listen to a punter? Because all these Colts fans, and I'm not stereotyping all of you, but all these Colts fans who watch the Pat McAfee show or listen to it, they glorify this guy like he's the number one source. I'm sorry, there's plenty of sources out there. Hey, hi guys, Horseshoe Mob Podcast, we're your source. We talk about the real stuff here. Pat McAfee, he's just this massive.
He glazed everything.
He glazed but that's the thing. It's Pat. He has a platform.
Yeah,
I got you.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Listen, we're not going to post about Daniel Jones being the starter and be like, dang, 600,000 people watch. But Pat McAfee has a platform, and so he can say something so outrageous and throw out that narrative because he has a reach. That's the whole point. Dude, Pat McAfee tomorrow could come up and just say, man, I don't know. So I don't know. Somebody's going to be in the Hall of Fame, and it's like the greatest thing, and it's going to get a reach because he has a base that allows that reach to occur. It's not about being right or being wrong. Nothing about the 4-letter network is about being right or wrong. They haven't been right in years. It's all about reach, engagement.
I mean, we saw how wrong he was with Flacco, with Anthony Richardson during the season, and he backtracked every single week, but he never addressed that he was wrong. But you're right. Yeah, that 4-letter network, they never addressed that they're wrong.
I mean, aren't they in the trouble, right? We're not in trouble. Aren't they in some type of in the news for, pushing LeBron James, pushing Lakers, and not talking about OKC or not talking about the Cavaliers? They're talking about the same thing over and over because of that. Mm-hmm. Because who wants to talk? I mean, not saying that there are bad teams. Both teams are leading their conferences right now. But who wants to talk about that? Who wants to talk about, okay, Cleveland won 15 games in a row. SGA is, heading for MVP. He won MVP, actually. Who wants to talk about that? We should talk about it, but who wants to talk about it every day? It's not going to get any
the needle. That's all it is. What moves the needle?
So
and the Lakers right now move the needle, even though they had a rough loss last night. But we're not going to talk about Lakers right now.
But I mean, but you're right.
They do move the needle. They do move the needle.
Yeah.
But then, again, it's about targeting a specific audience, understanding that specific topics for specific audiences, in our case, the Colts, and the sensitivity of the subject, right?
Is Anthony Richardson?
McAfee hasn't spoken about Anthony Richardson in 8 months. Well, actually, probably been like 6 months. But he knew the moment. The first thing he posted as soon as that signing happened, right? We got our guy. Like,
yeah,
right, really, dude? Like, what? And let's see what the reach on that one post was.
Yeah, my comment got like when I responded to it, I got 8,500 views when I responded to him.
Exactly. See, that's 8,500 more people that are because they know what you said. They're also coming to see the post as a whole. It's all about reach and engagement. It's not about being right or wrong. McAfee doesn't care if Anthony.
Oh, he got 3 million. He got 3 million views off that shit.
But again, he farms that
Kids.
off of what you being pissed off as a Colts fan, right? And going to it and be like, yeah, see, what did he say? Holy shit, we got our guy. 3.2 million views.
That's. I mean,
Him himself, he basically, and he has 3.2 million followers. That's basically a view per follower.
yeah.
3.2 million views, and I got 68 on my last Colts one.
This guy, right below you, right, has 22 followers. He has 22,000 views on his his comment alone. This is a broken algorithm. These guys know how to play the algorithm. There's no way that this guy, it's 124 followers, has 22,000 views, and all he said was love it. What? Love it. I think this team could have a Sam Darnold type season. And he got 22,000. It's engagement farming. It's that simple. It's not about being.
I wouldn't be mad if he had the type of season. I wouldn't be mad going 13 and whatever or 14 and. I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah, the point. But then all of this guy who has a legitimate thing to say, right, has 1,000 followers, only has 89 views.
Mm.
So it's all about engagement.
I can see. But yeah, if you guys are done, we can put him in the past like his career was, and move on to something else exciting, like free agency, because I just wanted to get that off my chest. I'm glad you guys got that, did the same, because we're wasting our time talking about a guy like you said, he's just doing it for views. He's driving that to his YouTube, YouTube and on TV. And he's doing a good job at it. It's just that, at our expense or at AR expense right now. And AR don't deserve that much. He deserved it in a season, but you're continuing to do it. He don't deserve that. And people are saying, well, maybe he's doing it to motivate AR. He's not motivating. He's not doing it to motivate AR. He's doing it to trash him because he tapped out of a game. Had he not tap out, he probably would just been glazing over him the whole season. Whether he threw a pick six or a touchdown to Alec Pierce that was 70 yards. That man don't really care. He can ball out and still won't apologize.
Mm-hmm.
But let's move on to the next segment. Guys, how are we feeling about free agency? Day one lit up the fan base. It was unexpected. Day two, not so much. But go ahead. I'll bring it back to you, Harish. How are you feeling about this? Day one and day two.
Man, feeling great, man. Listen, I think this is what we talked about, like all, for the last 9 years. It's not. These are not like home runs. These are home run picks for us, right? But it's not like that, like the A+ guys on the market. We were never looking for that, right? This is what we're talking about, like balancing need and value with drafting really well. Like this is what team building is called. I don't know like if Chris ate his Wheaties yesterday. Maybe Twitter went down so that Ballard could wake up and then it came back up. I don't know what happened, but he finally did it. Like he finally went and got meaningful, impactful guys at positions of need without waiting to get to the draft and us hoping and praying that he gets the right guy with the right rod score. Like, I think these are really, really good pickups. Like I really like the Bynum pickup. I think Charvarius Ward was the obvious choice of like a really long, lengthy corner that can defend inside, outside, a versatile guy. That Bynum pickup is gonna end up being really big for us. And I think it's probably my favorite signing so far, because you talk about the inability to just getting beat over the top all the time. Like that's how Houston torched us. Like Houston isn't this special team. Like they're good, but the only reason why we got beat by Houston all the time is because CJ Stroud would just throw it over the top because we had no safety help. Like we had no great safeties over the top, and you just get beat all the time. And Bynum is a guy that's going to be able to come in and be that free safety that has the same versatility that Lou Anarumo needs in this system is a versatile safety that can play in the box, play the run, he can play over the top, and you can just do different things with. And listen, thank you, Chris Ballard. And here's the other thing: it leaves so much room for flexibility in the draft. Now you go look at that 14th pick. You could double dip at one of these positions and be absolutely insane. You could go to the other side of the ball. You could go to a linebacker and get another versatile free. Like there's just so much. He's created draft flexibility with these two pickups, and I think he's addressed the top tier needs.
I agree. Those two moves he did help us in positions, like you said. Now he can go in with 14 and could draft the best player available instead of like you got to have this type thing. Like last year, we had to have a pass rush. 14, he can do whatever now because now he got, he addressed two needs. Go ahead, Austin.
Yeah, I agree. We've said for a few years now, secondary is one of our weakest positions, and he went out and got a very fast safety that I'm also very excited for, and Ward, who I think is a really good cornerback. And just by picking up those two guys, our secondary went from one of the lowest to closer to the top. And it just like gets Colts fans, I guess, excited for something that they haven't been excited for in at least 9 years. So, and then day two, we got Daniel Jones. I personally don't hate it as long as he's just coming in to be the backup. But like if we were bringing him in to start, I would hate it. But I don't hate him as a backup. Yeah, I don't think it's a bad pickup. I don't love the contract, but I think it's okay.
Well, I think they did have the numbers come out. The contract looks a lot better than when it first came out.
Yeah.
For us, the incentives and things being broke down, so it eased us a little bit. But like you said, if he had to start multiple games, we in trouble. Let's hope AR stays healthy all 17, because if we get Daniel Jones in now, I don't want to take too much time from Ryan. He does have offensive line versus what he had in New York, so I would say I'm gonna let it unfold before I speak too soon or speak too negative about the move. It's just that you got you got the guy that was last and second to last, both on your team. When it come down to, I think, QBR or completion rating. But go ahead, Ryan.
So on day one, Cameron Bynum, safety, he was one of the top safeties on the market. And then Charvarius Ward, everybody knows, cornerback, one of the top cornerbacks on the board as well. And then we signed Ashton Dulin. No big surprise there. I think all Colts Nation kind of figured that was going to happen. He's still learning, growing, progressing.
He's a dog.
But what I did love was the fact that our GM decided to, unload his pocket and say, hey, we're actually going to sign a safety this offseason. He had plenty of opportunities to do so last offseason, but said, we got the guys. No big deal. Okay. So let's just go ahead and talk about, let's just go ahead and talk about Charvarius Ward. I saw this the other day. Charvarius Ward has just missed 5.6 of his tackle attempts since entering the league in 2018. Maybe that'll rub off a little bit on our linebackers. Wouldn't that be great? But I did love the signings. When I was at work today, a little story time. This isn't my story time, but I'll add a little story time into it. When I was at work, my phone went ping, and then naturally, I'm not supposed to look at my phone, but I did anyway because I'm a rebel. I looked at my phone and I saw, and then I looked at it. It was like 1 year, 14 million. Okay, that's mid-range backup. if he becomes the starter. And let me just say, if he becomes the starter, I'm just going to vomit everywhere because if we didn't know what Flacco was last season before he started, yeah, he played good with Cleveland, had one good year in like 22 years or something like that. Then we already know what Daniel Jones is going to be. He cannot throw it down the field. He is the master at dink and dunk. And so we already know what's going to happen there. But so far, it feels like all the hoopla was on day one. But I'm kind of starting to see some tea leaves here to where maybe Ballard says, all right, that's good enough. Time to go back to my nap.
Yeah, he definitely took a nap from whatever happened. Yes, he was. What's that movie with Jason? Was it Crank? Is it Crank? Whatever it is, the movie. Jason, the martial arts guy. He had a crank movie. He was just moving so fast everywhere. That's how Bella was day one. And day two, I think everything just wore off, and he just like, oh, okay, I'm back to doing what I normally do. I take bullshit. But hopefully it works out. Like both y'all, everybody mentioned about Ward and then then Ward. I mean Ward and Bynum. I had no idea about the Bynum move. Didn't know those in works. Ward, I've been talking about that for weeks. I was like, get a guy like Ward. I know he had a down season. I think he did lose his child. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he had a death of lost his daughter. I think, or a child, his infant. And just never did, get it together or whatnot. And he said, during the offseason that the next team he go to, he's hungry. We're gonna get his absolute best. And I think he's gonna play with a chip on his shoulder. Not because the Niners didn't want him, but just wants to be great, wants to prove it. And he got the opportunity to do that. I like our secondary with him, Kenny Moore and Jalen Jones. That is a nice, good three corners to have. Your nickel and your CB1 and CB2. And then you go with the safety. Man, Cross and Bynum. Talk about ball hawks. Two guys that are good at tackling. We see when Nick Cross can tackle. He almost led the team in tackle up until Zaire went off. But we know what Cross can do when it comes down to tackling. But having those two guys, now we're gonna get I don't think we should draft a safety now because you got our safety needs addressed. Unless we're just saying, crossing out the guy, and then you go get the guy that we talk about from Georgia, Malik Starks. But then during day two, like I said, Daniel Jones, he's been in the league a while. He haven't proven anything, and he got paid based off the market, I guess, being in New York. He got paid off that, and it didn't show it. Like you said, guys, he turned the ball over. He, king of dink and dunk. I thought he was a very, very inaccurate. He has receivers over there. He still couldn't throw it to him. So, and they cut him, and he got picked up by the Vikings, and just could never get onto the team. And we decided to take a flyer on him, and he is potentially in a battle with AR, and I don't know what's about to happen. I really don't. I know the money is what it is. He's making more than the starting quarterback, but the speculations are he's not coming here to be a backup. He's coming to be a starter. If that's his motivation, then AR motivation is that, hey, I can't lose my job to this guy. If I lose my job to this guy, I'm going to catch all the hell. Maybe they help him motivate himself to be the best version of himself and get the guy that we knew he can be. We just waiting to get the dog out of him. And maybe this is the guy to do that. I mean, even though he's kind of bad, but it didn't work with Gardner Minshew and didn't work with Joe Flacco. Maybe we're working, see if Daniel Jones can work and push our quarterback. That's like you said, speculations about, possibly requesting the trade, and that came out. The agent said that's not happening. He's not requesting trade. He's gonna stay there. He's motivated to be the starter for year 3. So we're just gonna let it unfold, guys. I know a lot of us got out. We frustrated about this move. It's unknown right now. I'm with Austin. I hope it's just a backup move. I really am. I don't want to be talking about this week 6, week 7, talking about how Daniel Jones came into a game and threw 6 picks. because then I'm gonna lose my shit, and the episode's gonna be very shitty. It's gonna be very agitated. Me and Harish. The other two guys are they're normal, but me and Harish gonna be mad.
Here's the thing about Daniel Jones though. Like we're talking about we're always talking about competition, right? What's going to be the right level of competition? Because you didn't want to bring in a guy that was just going to crush Anthony Richardson. Like that would demoralize him, right?
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
But if you're talking about like the right level of competition, somewhat comparable, not the same guy, but like Daniel Jones is that guy. Like I think when we talk about like, the level of competition, Daniel Jones, I think is the right level of competition. He's a similar quarterback, has similar, whether you call it success or not success, similar play styles. Like, but here's the thing about Daniel Jones, I will say. I think Daniel Jones is going to push AR to the limits because he's now got two things that he's never had before: a competent wide receiving core and a halfway decent O line. The best wide receiver. Well, who's the best wide receiver Daniel Jones ever played with? Was it like a banged up Darius Slay or whatever? Sterling, whatever that guy's name was.
It was supposed to be the guy from Detroit, Galloway, that they picked up.
Yeah, remember when they got Justin Galloway for like $95 million? And one guy lasted like 3 games.
Yeah, it was supposed to be
like people bash on Daniel Jones. I don't think he's as bad as people say he is. I just don't think he's ever been given a fair shot. And again, you look at Anthony Richardson. I don't think he's as bad as people say he is. He just hasn't been given a fair shot. Like, if you can go get a tight end that knows how to catch a 2-yard ball, like it's just a security blanket. He doesn't even have to be great. Like nobody's asking for Travis Kelce. What we are asking for is a guy that can catch a football when your quarterback needs to be bailed out, and we just haven't had that. Like that's all you're asking for. And we were talking about this in the space this morning. It's like you get a running back or you go get a tight end that can catch when you need to get bailed out. Anthony Richardson's completion percentage shoots like it can go from like it was at like 50-something%, like 4 or 5 completions a game, easily makes that like 65%. Easily makes that 65, and it keeps drives alive. And so it's just like I think it's good because I think it is actually pretty comparable to like similar play style and what you're trying to look for in a quarterback and how you're hoping that this offense can move. And I think Daniel Jones is a lot more. He's a lot more mobile than people give him credit for. Didn't he have like a 50 or 60-yard run for a touchdown one year? Why does that sound familiar to me? Didn't he?
I can't remember what year it was, but I think you can look it up. I mean, I get you saying too. Having reliable receivers and I mean, I guess you said top 5 O line, top 10 O line. Having that definitely can raise up his playing. I want to say playing style, raise up his level of his confidence. I mean, because he lost it with the Giants, they paid him and they cut him, so he get the confidence back. And then, go ahead.
It was 2020. He had an 80-yard touchdown. The fifth longest in the last 25 years.
I wonder who did allow that to happen. Was it a game where they was already losing and he just took off?
It's probably the Colts defense.
Oh man.
No, it was actually against the Buffalo Bills.
Oh yeah, they probably losing that game. But it probably raises his level of confidence up to be able to be in a system, be in a good system. That's one. Being able to have reliable receivers. 2. He got a decent running back as he had with Saquon Barkley. Even though tight ends he had Ingram, but now he has some decent, not great tight ends. Depending on what happened in the draft, he'll have a nice weapon right there. And then you just have an O-line that can block for him, because with they had with the Giants was pathetic. It was bad. And the guy was kept running for his life, and I think he's probably probably was top 5 or at least 10 or 8 in being sack quarterback. So, like I said, I don't hate it. I just somewhere I don't understand it. That's because it's right now. It's day 2 into the free agency, and I don't understand it right now. But maybe I'll understand it, in training camp. I understand it, by week 3, week 5. I understand the move, but right now I'm just like confused. So a lot of what you guys are saying are helping me understand it now. Because earlier today I was like, ain't no damn way. That's what I said. Ain't no damn way. I was just talking about how Will Fries just got paid and turn around like, what the fuck is this? Daniel Jones? What are we doing here? That's how I was. I'm like, you know what? I guess I wasn't super mad. I was just like, what are we doing? This ain't it. So, but overall, you guys are excited about free agency. Despite the one bad move, and like Ryan said, 2/3 of the moves.
He's batting 66%.
I mean, doesn't what's Daniel Jones's like cap hit? Is it only like $4 million or $5 million?
I think
It's super small.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, we saw. I'm going to look at it right quick.
Like the cap hit is almost nothing.
You said cap hit?
Yeah,
Let's
like
see.
it's 1 year, 14 mil, but I think there's like a bunch of incentives and some upfront money. Like, from a cap, we're talking about like hits against the cap. It's almost nothing. 4 points. Let's see.
Let's see. So it said 13 million guaranteed. Base is 7 million. Signing bonus 6 million per game. Roster 50,000. Incentives up to 3.7 million in playing time, playoff playtime, wins, incentives. That's his contract. That's the breakdown that Joe Erkston.
I don't remember. Like the cap hit's like rude.
7 million.
Yeah, and it's like you're not spending $14 million on a quarterback. Bro, do you not realize that the asking rate for like the top tier quarterbacks is like $40 million, $50 million? Like $14 million is about what he should be getting based off of what the high. If you like, Josh Allen just signed an extension 2 days ago.
Yeah,
Like $50 or $60 million a year.
yeah.
So,
What's up?
if you take a look at that, and then you see you see Daniel Jones at $14 million, isn't he like right where he needs to be based off where the top level guys are?
It's just we always talking about that money going to another move, or another player.
But the Colts still have like
I don't know how much
$25
they got
million.
Do they? I don't know how much they got left. I thought maybe having because we don't know the numbers with this.
I think it's like $25 million.
We don't know the numbers with Brady Smith restructure or rework.
Yeah, we won't know that till tomorrow.
Yeah, so we don't know where we at for us that. So and then I guess the bigger moves, or if there's any other big moves, then we have to restructure our veteran guys like Buckner, Nelson. Who else? Who else? I guess Franklin. I mean, he's making some money. Grover Stewart. Those guys there to where we can get more cap back. We don't have 50 or 55 yet. Josh said he thinks 25, 28 million in cap, which is that's pretty good then.
Yeah, it's still pretty good. You release a couple guys, you can still restructure some contracts. There's still so much to do.
Trade for Trey.
Bro, that's what I'm if they can pull that off, that would be unreal.
I would forget about the Daniel Jones move if they do that.
But again, the Daniel Jones move was necessary.
I got you. I mean, I get what you're saying.
Needed
Of course.
a backup.
Yeah, I need a backup. Needed competition.
You know what? If anything, what you're getting out of Daniel Jones is that he's not 40.
Gotcha. Yeah, 27. So yeah, he's still young. Still somewhere in prime. I'm not saying he's a talented quarterback, but prime as an age. Yeah. Anything else with free agency? For us, guys, because I was disappointed today, but you guys are making it a lot better. You know, I thought I was gonna have to get some Jack Daniels today, but
Hey,
I,
y'all are letting Pat McAfee get upset.
oh yeah, he got me. Yeah, I was hot. Yeah, I'm glad this episode happened today, not another day, because I wanted to talk about Pat McAfee. But
It's
we're
not
gonna
the
move on.
great move. It's not like a home run move, but it's not. It's also not like it's not like we just signed, some fourth tier guy for like $60 million.
Right. I understand that. I get it, Just like, man, I'm sure somebody else was out there. Next one. Is there any other move on the way? Austin mentioned the name. I'll let Austin take over this one.
I
Austin.
mean, yeah, I think every Colts fan wants us to trade for Trey Hendrickson. I mean, it makes sense. We have his old defensive coordinator. He played well under him. He knows the system. Why not? Why not bring him in? Like, I think we have the cap. If we need to restructure a few things, we can sign him. I think he
Yeah.
would be perfect on one side him, the other side Latu. I don't see why we wouldn't.
Yeah. I know a lot of guys said that. I've seen comments who said that he's not being traded unless he have a contract. So he ain't gonna just get traded and just be ready to play. He needs a contract. He want to get paid.
And I'm down to pay him.
Yeah. So that's what happened with DK Metcalf once he got traded. He got paid really good, deserving. Where he went to again? Oh, he went to the Pittsburgh. Yeah, Pittsburgh paid him. It was Pittsburgh. Yeah, it was crazy. Go ahead, Ryan. Is there another move that we should be expecting?
I mean, everybody's talking about Trey Hendrickson, of course. His defensive coordinator is obviously with the Colts, and there's some other things to go along with it. But I saw something a couple of days ago. Why not? Let's just hypothetically do it. Why not just go after Dallas Goedert?
Oh, yeah, 30 years old.
He's not old enough to where, he's going to be washed. And then, we draft a tight end in the third round. There's still going to be a few good tight ends in that round because it's a tight end heavy draft. And then Dallas Goedert can lead that guy along, mentor him. And then when Goedert retires, that guy will be the number one guy. I think that would be a perfect fit. A lot of people are talking about bringing in Michael Mayer. I get it. I'm a Notre Dame guy myself. But I haven't really seen a lot of flashes when it comes to playmaking. He's a great pass blocker, but I've seen good pass blocking and not being able to catch the ball in the Colts tight end room. So I've seen that story. I don't agree with the Michael Mayer. I don't think that would work out very well. I mean, I just thought they should have got Brock Bauer last year, but whatever, go Raiders. But another thing that I would actually consider is, say we trade for whatever tight end is out there. There's multiple good ones out there right now, but say we do that, we need to draft your guy out of Alabama, Jahad Campbell. That is the direction that I would go. We got the safety short up. We need to get them podcast boys on the road, man.
EJ is coming back. EJ a free agent right now, so nobody picked him up yet.
I don't.
We still got Franklin, the guy that's missed the most tackles out of anybody on the team, and that is going to be a massive hole. And if I know Lou Anarumo, and I do not know him very well, but if I did know him, I think he's going to want to shore that up pretty quickly.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. I know I've seen a couple of mock drafts, and they had Jahad Campbell there. I've said it, that if we did go linebacker, I definitely would go with him. I didn't think, first round, but he won't pass the first round if we don't get him. He won't pass
Is,
first round.
is he
He's
good
rising up. He's
pass
rising up
coverage?
the board.
Oh, pass and run. He's getting both.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know a lot about him. I just seen a lot of people talk about him. But,
He's a side to side linebacker, just like Maniac was. He can go side to side. He can. Maniac was pretty good in pass. No, Zaire is not good at all. Zaire or EJ. But that's what we need. A good, guy that can play in the passing and also stop the run. And he's that guy.
yeah, I mean, we just need a difference maker at linebacker again. Like we've missed that since Maniac got hurt.
Yeah.
We didn't mention this, and I don't think it would happen. But since they're just it's a fire sale over there in San Fran, why not get Kittle? Because they're giving away everybody. They're giving away everybody. Everything is for sale over there. Everything is on clearance. If we're gonna get him,
Gotta pay that quarterback.
they're gonna be.
That's the reality now. That's why they're doing what they're doing. They have to pay Purdy. What other option do you have? James Winston?
They're gonna be. Yeah, I would never pay Purdy the money. They're about to pay him. But that's their quarterback. That's their situation they're going to be in. But I thought, since we didn't mention, tight end, why not him? That team is pretty much done. They probably didn't rebuild. They're letting everybody go. Everybody's on their way out.
Well, they have to pay Brock Purdy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're going to give away other players. Might well get Kittle as well.
Yeah.
Oh, not all three of them. No, we're not going to. That's stupid. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, you're not going to get all.
Yeah.
That's not happening. This is what I think you go try to get one of those two, right? You got to get Mayer.
One of them.
Right?
We can get two of them, Goddard and Taylor, or Mayer and Taylor. Either. I mean.
Yeah, and then you go. I still think you go track on this. I think you go get Gunnar Helman like the fifth round.
Oh yeah, I got you on that one.
And that's kind of, Mason Taylor had a great draft. But if I think where I've just been widely mock drafting today, since there's more things are so up in the air. I think you can go get like a Mayer or a Goddard and go draft a
$50 million.
And then now you're talking again. It goes back to the safety cornerback discussion where it's like guys like an Alex Ogletree now you give opportunity for Jelani Woods to really come along and not have to rely and hope that he's the guy, right? Like you haven't. That's what depth means. Where it's like, dang, I don't have to hope that Jelani Woods can stay healthy, right? I've got guys. I've got guys that can help fill those voids until I can figure out what's going on. Right. I personally, I think you can go do that and you can address tight end, and then you take a guy like Tyler Warren off the board. You don't have to worry about him anymore, and then you go get a Jahad Campbell. Listen, Jahad Campbell, like I saw his combine workout. That dude's a freak. Like that dude can move really well. And you talk about like sideline. I think he's actually I think coming out of college, I think he's better than Darius Campbell or Darius Leonard was. Like I've seen Jahad Campbell on the field do some really freaky stuff, and that's a guy at middle linebacker that again in this scheme, a versatile linebacker that you need. That's a guy that could. We don't anything you see on the four letter network phrase. We don't care. We don't care. That's clickbait. If you even watch, I only watch the 4-letter network if there's a game on. I don't watch any other shows. I haven't in years.
I must agree.
I'll probably watch it when Charles Barkley does his first episode on NBA Tonight.
Don't care.
Him and Kendrick Perkins.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's yeah.
Say Kendrick Perkins gives me worries and not to want to watch.
That needs to be pay-per-view right there.
I can guarantee I won't be watching. But I just think like again, if you can just go get one guy, you create this luxury of versatility to where if I can go get one of those guys, Mayer or Goddard, right? You create this extra layer of flexibility that, quite honestly, as a team builder, you haven't been able to do in the past, or you refuse to do, or whatever you want to call it. You just happen to create. So, yeah, I think Mayer or Goddard would be excellent. I don't. If you can get both, fine, awesome, right? If you can at least get one, I think you put yourself in a great position.
Yeah, go get Kittle. No,
It
makes sense
would be great too.
You don't give up too much for him.
for Kittle.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. It seemed like
I wouldn't really want him anyway because I mean we saw this past season his production is down. Dallas Goedert, he's still who he is.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, but you still had your quarterback throwing you the ball. You're still on the field, and your production was still down. You know, Deebo Samuel, he had a reason because he was injured.
George Kittle, no, I don't know. His production was not down. George Kittle had 1,100 yards and 8 touchdowns.
Oh, I didn't know that, but
I was talking about the previous year. The previous year, he was actually pretty good, which is why they were actually in the Super Bowl.
The previous year, he had more yards this year than he did last year.
Mm-hmm. All right. I saw different on the field.
I mean, hey, either
I'm giving you the stats, man. I'm just
stats are stats, but gameplay production. Well, you know, it's not just getting reception yards; it's blocking. Yeah. It's everything else, dude, to go along with it.
Well, for us and our needs, it is about reception.
Yeah, we definitely need.
We don't need blocking tight ends. We need tight ends to go get yards and touchdowns.
You saying that's what Ballard wants? Or are you saying that that's what we need?
That's what Anthony Richardson needs.
Oh yeah, another weapon. Yeah, definitely.
We've got enough tight ends that can block. Our run game tells us that we have enough of that. But we don't have a reliable catching tight end.
Having a blocking
by no means am I saying go get George Kittle, but
yeah,
I was just saying.
It was a thought.
I don't think that works for us. I don't think
having a blocking tight end is a bonus. It is something that
it's great.
Yeah, so it is great. So
also in today's game, need a tight end that can catch.
All right, saying goodbye to our former players. You know, a couple of them left. Fidelio, Adenabo left. Will Fries left. We saw he got paid. Ryan, our longest tenured player, he left. Been with the same team as Will Fries. If there's anybody else I'm missing that left, I think rest of them. I think Julian Blackman said he know where he's going to sign, so he'll be leaving pretty soon. But you know, those three guys right there already is on new teams and getting paid. They're all getting paid. Ryan Kelly ain't really getting paid, but you know, 2-year deal. I think it was like 18 million, something like that, 12 million. But Will Fries got paid $88 million, and he was hurt last year. And to get paid after the injury, that's great. I wish him nothing but the best. Also with Dale, I don't think we was going to pay that kind of money as well because I think he only had like 8 sacks or 6 sacks. I don't think he deserving that big contract. But Chicago had the money. They've been having it for the past couple of seasons, and they got to throw at him, and he received a nice payday, a pay raise because he wouldn't have got there with us. So shout out to them for what they did in Indy. But the show must go on, and we must go to the next regime. Anything I want to say about this? Okay, gotcha. Next episode, 14. 14 guys. We talked about it already. Tyler Warren might be the pick, guys. He might be the pick. We got our safety, we got our cornerback. What else we may need? And he might be the pick. Jahad Campbell might be the guy at 14. I don't think they go pass rush again 14 because we got one last year. So it may be linebacker, it may be tight end at this pick. What you guys think? Go ahead, Ryan.
I don't know. There's going to be one hiccup when it comes to Tyler Warren, one that I see, and that's going to be the New Orleans Saints. They need a tight end just about as bad as we do, and they're drafting.
They pay one. They pay one.
Did they? I
Yeah.
must have missed that one.
Jawan Johnson.
He got paid. Yeah, they paid one today, so it does help us. But we have seen stranger things. We have seen teams do something that they shouldn't do. So I'm not going to count that out.
Well, to go along with that, Chris Ballard has this type of system where you have a need and you go against that need and you draft a linebacker or a defensive end. And that's what he continues to do through every single draft. Or there's always the possibility, because he's done it in every single draft that he's been in, he trades back at least one time. So there's even that possibility.
I
But
can see that.
you know,
I
the
actually can see
Colts getting Tyler Warren would be a game changer for Anthony Richardson. We've been saying it all season long. You know, the Colts need a reliable tight end, and Tyler Warren is it. He is that dude. Don't tell me about Colton Loveland. Don't tell me about him. Don't tell me about the multiple guys. Mitchell Evans from Notre Dame. I don't want to hear it. This is the guy that is going to give Anthony Richardson that security blanket. And if you watched I've said this many times, if you watched any type of tape this past season of Anthony Richardson, he's constantly looking his tight end directions. He's constantly looking their direction. And there's just been no reliability in that position. So I think Tyler Warren would be a home run pick. Some so-called experts out there are telling you that Tyler Warren is comparable to Gronk. I wouldn't go that far, because that's one heck of a stretch, being that he hasn't played a single down in the NFL. But I will tell you that Tyler Warren, he has that juice.
After seeing some highlights, it ain't far fetched, but I see what you're saying. Go ahead, Harish.
Yeah, you just have an insane amount of flexibility now, right? This is what I would do if I was Chris Ballard. And it's the most anti-Chris Ballard thing to ever do. Get to 14, and then when you look at the board, see who's number one and draft that guy. Because you can't make the wrong pick. You literally can just go get the best player available. Because here's one of three things that's going to happen. Either A, you're going to fill another need with an insane freeze. A guy, I think there's 4 or 5 names that you can get that I think you can at this point get. You can get a Jahad Campbell. You can get a James Pierce Jr. You can get a Tyler Warren. You can get a Jahdae Barron. Or you can get Malaki Starks. Those are 5 guys that either continue to fill a need or add more talent to this roster, which you don't have. There's still not as great as the moves were yesterday, right? You still need to have. There's still an influx of talent that does not exist on this roster. And again, you're stacking. This is what the Eagles do. The Eagles, listen, people Howie Long isn't here looking at raw scores, bro. Howie Long is oh, that's the best player available. I can't believe somebody passed up on, another Georgia defensive lineman or another Alabama safety.
And Mitchell, the cornerback.
Or a 6'3" safety that runs a 4.4. You don't need to make it difficult. Go see what you need. Who's the best player available? You don't need a guy to run a 10-point on rod score. It's so stupid. Maybe in the 5th or the 6th round where you can probably get some developmental guys, but the top of the draft is about filling needs and stacking talent. That's literally what this is about. And so this gives you the flexibility to do that. I think there's a lot of different guys, and I swear if we waste the 14th pick on Colston Loveland, I might gouge myself. I swear. I literally might stop watching.
He's just sorry, Ryan.
You're right, Josh. You are right. He will. You. If he finds a way to
That would
screw
be
this up,
That
I
would be-
swear, I'm driving to
Jesus.
where's it at? Green Bay. I will drive to Green Bay, Wisconsin myself. That's where Giraffe's at. I
Yeah.
will find him and
Oh
do
my-
something.
You sound like
Or-
Taken. You sound like
I'm
Taken.
also like that guard from Missouri. I don't want that guy either. Like,
Oh
that
yeah.
No,
Membo,
no.
and that's scary because he has like a 10.0 raw score. Like he has a 10.0 raw score and he's a guard. I'm just like, oh no, oh please, somebody else take that guy. Like make sure he cannot be an option.
Now, I wouldn't. You got, you said 3 options if he's still on the board. You know, I wouldn't be mad at either the Pierce. I wouldn't be mad at Warren, and I wouldn't be mad at the Campbell pick. Either 3 would be perfect. For as another edge rusher. I mean, and Pierce is a dog. That's definitely tough to pass up. That's definitely tough.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I think if Pierce is like a guy that's there, you might even be. That's a scenario where you can be like, ooh, I
Yeah.
can trade back a few spots and get a couple more picks and still get this guy. Like that's a scenario where it's like, okay, I can go get James Pierce, have an athletic freak on the other side of Latu, and then go get like an extra second round pick. And then now we're talking like now you're
Yeah.
talking about stacking talent. See, Chris, let the Madden GMs help you figure out how to do it. Clearly, you don't know what the hell you're doing.
It clearly doesn't. But yeah, I mean, what do you say? Those you guys. I mean, yeah, having that guy, man, I don't want to see that level in the 14th pick. That's, man, especially if we can get him in 3rd round. Oh no, yeah, great show,
Damn.
guys.
Thanks for the plug. Shoot.
I'm regular on the hot zone, and if you want sub, oh yeah, here you go.
Yeah. Appreciate you, boy.
Let me
Appreciate
put that back up.
Go ahead and drop us a subscription there, Braves, while you're at it.
Yeah, let me go ahead and put that. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Horseshoe_mob. For all of you listeners out here, it's gonna be on the bottom right there. Subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on X. I know X been screwing up lately because Ballard decided to do some things. That's why it shut down. Ballard,
I think Chris Ballard tried to hack Twitter, and that's what happened because it was right before.
yeah.
Twitter. I think the Twitter interns were busy doing something. That's why their servers got compromised.
Yeah, it's been
Yep.
Just
Yeah.
we want to.
I'll just leave it at that.
You guys have anything else? Austin, you have anything you want to talk about? I know you would love James Pierce. You probably
I want to say that one thing that I think could be the reason we draft James Pierce is the only edge we have under contract after 2025 is Latu.
Mhm.
So we may bring in another edge in the draft if we don't trade for Trey. But that's it. Like, I'd be okay if we didn't, but I'd be happy if we did.
Because this pay last year, right? After 25, this is last year.
Mhm. Yeah, if we don't
Okay.
resign him.
I will say about James Pierce Jr. I wouldn't be mad. Like I really wouldn't be mad if we got him. Like people forget, like that's actually really good. Like James Pierce Jr. Like a year ago at this time, he was projected to be a top 5 pick.
Yes, so I'm about to say, yeah. He was
Like this isn't like some scrub that you'd be getting. So yeah, just so many options. Thank you, Chris. Thank you.
that would show your new DC that you're trying to put the guys out there for him. We're not a pressure-based defense anymore. We're trying to get to the quarterback. We're trying to sack CJ Stroud. We're trying to sack Trevor Lawrence and whoever quarterback is going to be for the Titans and the rest of the league. We're not trying to just get pressure and not and not sack you. That's been our problem.
Also, the Texans don't have an O line anymore, so get another edge guy would be great.
It's the right time to do it. Hey, Chris Ballard, it's the right time to do it. Texans have traded away Laramie Tunsil to the Commanders and helping their ass out with their rookie quarterback. He had an exceptional year. He went to the NFC Championship against the Eagles, and you decided to give him one of the top tackles in the league. If you're listening, Chris Ballard, it's your time to get a pass rush to get to this guy that been podcasting, talking hella noise about us. They swept us last year. It's time to make some noise. If you do get an edge rush, James Pierce is the guy.
He ain't
Ain't
listening.
right?
He's taking a nap.
Huh?
Yeah. Go Balls.
Taking another nap. He's not listening.
He's taking a nap. But before we go, guys, we're gonna get up out of here. Go ahead and plug in y'all socials so we can get up out of here and hope for day 3, day 4, day 5, and next week we can come on here with more positivity. Go ahead, Harish. Tell us about Thursday. What you got?
Yeah, you can find me at the Uncle Gandhi, and then of course my boy Tim Wayne Thursday. We have got working on getting a couple guys that were at the combine last week to kind of break down the Texas Longhorns combine. As you guys know, I think there's a lot of value that the Colts can grab from some Texas guys, and so we'll talk about them this week, and yeah, we'll talk about why Steve Sarkisian is trying to build an NFL training camp schedule for the Texas Longhorns with no spring ball this year. So lots to talk about on the 40. We also need a new men's basketball coach, as I like to call it, the piss stain. Yeah, lots to talk about.
I also want to give a birthday shout out to Steve, the great Alabama OC who won a championship with us and became one in Texas. But you have birthday with him.
Don't worry about it, man. Hey, you don't have to worry about that.
That's a nice little jab there.
Yeah.
He's with
Gotcha.
future quarterback Arch Manning. Don't worry about it.
You said yes. That's you. Hey, I won't be mad at that. I would not be mad getting Arch Manning.
I don't think anybody would.
Go ahead, Austin.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at CookieAustin2.
Go ahead, Ryan.
You can find me at Hot Zone Sports on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. We're on them all. TikTok, Instagram. Give us a follow and enjoy the platforms that I built for everybody. A safe space for everybody to debate, yell at each other. Whether you're an Angel Reese fan, whether you're a Caitlin LeClark fan, let's talk about it. So, yeah.
Appreciate
I'm a
that.
Paige Buchers fan.
Who?
No Dallas Wings. That's the
you-
future of Dallas, Paige Buchers. Because Nico stole our future.
You gotta say that, man. Let it go, man. They gotta let it go, man. I know it's tough.
You don't know what that feels like, man.
I do. Andrew Luck, we mentioned this already. I've been there before. We lost.
No. Don't compare Luka Doncic to Andrew Luck because it's not
It's the same. It's the same. They're one and the same.
not the same thing.
How come it's not?
Yeah, one retired right before the regular season, bro.
What I'm saying
That's
is
worse.
the impact that Andrew
Did,
Luck had on
did Chris Ballard come in and trade Andrew Luck right before his prime?
He did not. I'm saying the impact.
Okay.
Not the
And then-
Right before his
You actually
prime.
traded him right before his prime and got back like a 6th rounder and Daniel Jones back.
The Colts franchise has been set back for quarterback for years. We still have not
The Dallas
recovered.
Mavericks franchise is going to be set back forever.
That's doubtful. But
I do understand your
Okay.
pain.
Listen, I've been through this before. It took us 8 years to get Luka Doncic.
Yeah, he played over. Yeah, I understand that, man. I do get that. I do. I told you I get it. It's hard to talk trash to you with.
You
going
don't
on?
know my.
I know some of it, but you guys can find me on X at Who Is Y'all Senior. You can follow the podcast on all the social medias. From, like I said, subscribe to our channel at Horseshoe _mob. You can catch us on X. You can catch us on Facebook, Twitter. Same thing as X. Instagram, TikTok. give us a shout out, give us a follow. We'll see y'all next week. Hopefully, the moves that are made the next couple of days offset what happened today, because I am still a little frustrated. But until next time, guys, we'll see y'all next week. Thank y'all for tuning in to this episode. And guess what, guys? Again, we did it. I'm out of here.
On 1 out snap, it's a fact that I'm unstoppable. Forget your defense, nothing but an obstacle. Run it back, switch it up, calling audible. Serving up them